Hey guys, I bet maybe you've seen this product rule before, but do you know why it's true? And I mean really understand. Let's see some motivation. So my favorite way to explain this to my students is to think about revenue. So imagine we're selling 1,000 cookies and we charge $4 each. I think that's kind of expensive, but what do I know? If we want to work out our revenue, we just multiply those two numbers together. So we're going to multiply that 4 by that 1,000 sold, and we're going to get a revenue of $4,000. That revenue is at the moment just a number. But what if things are changing, right? We multiply two things together, the cost and the number sold. What if those things are changing? Like what if the cost is going up, we raise the price to try and make more money, but what if at the same time sales are going up? How is that going to affect our revenue? Well, this picture that I have here, if you'll notice, I'm going to shade in this region in here as our initial revenue, right? It's an area because we multiplied 4 by 1,000. And if I think about how the cost is changing, well, if the cost goes up just a little bit, maybe 50 cents, maybe 5 cents, maybe even over only a penny, for every amount that changes, remember, I'm selling 1,000 of these things. And so for every penny increase, I actually get 1,000 pennies of revenue. And similarly, if the amount that I'm selling increases, right, maybe I'm selling a lot more cookies, then I'm going to get a proportional amount of change as well. For every extra cookie that I sell, I'm going to get at least $4 extra. And now you might wonder about what's happening down here in the corner. Well, in the corner, this is going to be an important part of our money, but it's so small, I hope you see, compared to that large green area and that large purple area below. And so when we put this all together, let's do an equation and see what we have. It says that our change in revenue, well, we're going to get that green area. Let's think about what that will be. Well, that is just going to be the 1,000 things that we were selling times the amount that the price was changing. So it's going to be times the change in price. And then we have to add in that purple area over here, right? So let's add in that purple area over here. And if we think about what that is, well, that is going to be our $4 times our change in sales. So I'll put that in here, times the change in sales. Okay. And just, this is so cool because we add those two things together, right? Because, right, they're both going to be contributing to our money, plus this blue area that I said was pretty small. We'll call this a small error or a small adjustment. Maybe we can call it an adjustment. Okay. So all together, what is that saying? It's saying that if our revenue, which after all is just the product of two things, number sold times the cost, that the change in that is going to equal the number sold times the change in that cost plus the current cost times the change in the sales that we have. And so this is that familiar product rule that we learned in calculus. And where does that small error term go away? Well, if you remember, with limits, we're always taking, or with derivatives, we're always taking limits. And so we're always measuring things right at the moment where all of these things are so small that this error term winds up being insignificant. So to get all the details, we have to get the formulas out and we have to do some analysis. But ultimately, I think this picture here really helps capture why there are those two terms in the product rule. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a great day.